2019 was a record year for Georgia's job sector. The unemployment rate reached a new low in October, falling to 3.4%, matching a record set nearly 20 years ago. Meanwhile, the number of jobs statewide is at an all-time high. So is employment in the metro Atlanta area. Some of the top hiring sectors include hospitality, education, and healthcare. Well, joining us today to provide his perspective on the region's workforce is Mark Butler, Georgia's Labor Commissioner. Thank you so much for being here. Sounds like we've got a lot of good news to talk about.
We sure do. I mean, it's we've had actually, you know, it wasn't just last month. We've had a fairly long run of really good months.
What's driving the increase?
Well, first of all, the business climate here in Georgia is very good. You have a lot of companies who look to Georgia to locate, to grow, or expand their business. You know, we're basically the hub of the Southeast when it comes to business. But also, we have a really good workforce, a good population to pick from, the right kind of climate. Pretty much we have it all, put together here in Georgia. Workforce really right now across the nation is the key to growth.
A lot of people looking for talent.
Right. I mean, that's the big thing. And I really don't know of any other states out there that has, an excess of talent, right now, because most states are at fairly low, either historical unemployment or pretty close to it.
Are there enough workers in Georgia to meet the demand as we have more companies move here and that sort of thing?
Well, probably get in trouble for saying the truth on this one, but no, we don't, unfortunately. But we have the same problem that everybody else does. Probably for the very first time, then, at least we can't find anything back, historically speaking, where we actually have way more jobs right now than we actually have job seekers. So the big challenge right now going forward is either finding out who's not in the workforce that could be in the workforce, or why are they not in the workforce, or attracting others to the workforce. But right now, the big issue is finding enough workers out there.
Is training an option? And maybe there's some workforce development training that's going on at the Labor Department?
Right. Well, there's a lot of training opportunities here in Georgia, whether you're going to the technical college system. Obviously, you have the Hope Scholarship, and you also have the Hope Grant. People talk about the Hope Scholarship a lot more than they do the Hope Grant. And probably the big reason for that is everybody wants to push college, 4-year degrees and everything. Right now, some of the best paying jobs out there require a 2-year degree or even just a certificate of training, which you can go get at the Technical College System of Georgia or other training facilities, whether they're public or private.
And is that where you would use the Hope Grant?
Yeah, the Hope Grant is specific to the Technical College System of Georgia, like your electricians, your HVAC, welding, CDL drivers, high demand. A lot of the healthcare jobs, whether you're talking about nursing or other assistants, things like that, or dental, all those jobs are in high demand and pay very well. Speaking
of pay, if we have a shortage of workers in some areas, are we seeing wage growth increase?
Yes. As a matter of fact, you've seen somewhere, I think it was just 2 years ago, actually, we were the #1, or we were tied for #1 for the most increase in average pay. So yes, that is one of the side effects that you've seen. A lot of the wages are starting to grow. And you're going to continue to see that. And we've really started seeing that in some of the entry-level jobs. And I'm not just talking here in Metro Atlanta, but you started getting out. Matter of fact, I had somebody the other day that was driving out in rural Georgia. And I'm talking, the places where people say there's not any jobs, which there are. Mm-hmm. And they had gone past a place that you would have thought that would have, paid minimum wage. And they had a banner outside their business, advertising, $12.50 an hour, for starting entry-level job. We start seeing those kind of things, then that pushes all the other wages up too.
Looking ahead to 2020, what are your expectations for the new year?
Well, I think we're going to continue to see Georgia grow and grow jobs. The only thing that's the big concern out there, I know a lot of people are worried about tariffs, and you hear all these stories about, oh, that's going to hurt growth. I think right now the biggest concern for not only Georgia but probably the Southeast is, do we have enough workers? Because that can stall out job growth more than anything, because at some point the employers are going to just kind of go, oh gosh, I've had enough. Right. We're going to figure some other way out. And we have seen some of that. If you'll notice right now, a lot of different industries, not just manufacturing, but also food service and others, they are automating a lot of processes right now because they cannot find the workers. So there's some good and bad to that. You're going to do away with some jobs, but on the flip side of that, you have to hire people to take care of all that automation, and those are going to be some really good paying jobs.
And that's creating more jobs there. So, well, Mark Butler, Georgia's Labor Commissioner, thank you for being here.
Sure, thank you.